tried so hard and got so far.
UK trip. I was there with my husband and 2 children. We went to Windsor, Castle, Legoland, Harry Potter, in Oxford, London, Cork. I have nothing negative to say. It was amazing. But one negative thing, the accent, the Cockney accent. I understand why they have to talk this way, this weird way, like, oh, the trips, and you know, beside that, everything was so beautiful there. Okay, in any case, I'm back and I'm here to discuss Charlie Kirk. So Charlie Kirk was tragically and savagely assassinated. And I decided to do the reading. It doesn't matter you agreed with him or disagreed with him. It's no longer relevant. He's no longer here, you know. And you know, just I think even people who disagreed with him, as I did, like I disagreed with him in regards to how he talked about black people, and you know, but it doesn't matter now. He's no longer here. He was assassinated. He was killed in a very horrific and savage manner. So I decided to do this reading, you know, for Charlie to go to college, and he achieved his success by himself, right? So let me see. What is the true legacy of Charlie Kirk? What is the true legacy of his work? So we have Queen of Blades, okay? And Eight of Wands. I see some here, this 22 years old man shooting at him, right? So his true legacy, I see, is his, I think I see Queen of Blades. I think this is his wife. I think now his wife will continue his legacy. That's what I'm getting. Like the fact that he was assassinated, it will not stop his wife from continuing his legacy. She will definitely continue his work. And she's very, very angry. I see angry, you know, I see angriness, or how, anger. I see anger, and I see some sort of, I mean, she's ready to defend her husband's legacy. She will not let anyone to, you know, to interfere. And so, you know, the answer is that his legacy, his true legacy, is his family, you know, his wife, his 2 children. This is his true legacy. So I don't see that, you know, his work will continue through them. That's what I'm seeing. And 6 of Cups and the child. Yeah, again, we have a wife and a child, right? And they will continue. They will remember him, and they will make sure that everyone will remember Charlie, you know. That's what I'm getting. Yeah, I see that the child, at least one of them, is very sad, you know. And the wife is being strong, you know. So, what message did his death send to the world? or his murder, more precisely. We have Ace of Wands. Ace of Wands is a new beginning, and we have the High Priestess, we have the faith, you know, Christian faith. I see the cross. So what message? The message is that America must have some sort of reset button, you know, to click the reset button and to start over. That's what I'm getting. I'm seeing the new beginning for America, for US, and in the world, you know, not only US, but in the world. And also, I think people will get, what message did it send? It sent that people have to have faith, you know, maybe people will get back to their religion, maybe people will become more religious in their faith. It doesn't have to be Christian, by the way, you know, we have the cross, but it's just religion, you know, to believe in God, and, you know, as long as your religion is peaceful. But yeah, that's what I'm getting. So I think people will start over. It will be like a reset button, you know, clicking the reset button and starting over, opening a new beginning. And people will get back to their religion. People will become more educated on things that, you know, maybe people will also become more like careful in regards to things that they say. Maybe they will educate themselves before they say certain things. But I also see that people will be willing to fight for their principles, you know. I do see that people will be willing to fight for their principles. I don't see that it will be like a reset button and everybody will be peaceful. I actually see that, you know, it will be a reset button, a new beginning, but I think the division will be still there, you know. What else? Yeah, I think yeah, like I definitely see that, you know, his wife is multitasking, a multitasker, and, you know, she would definitely continue Charlie's work. And but Ace of Blades, I see that, you know, there will be a certain period where people will want to stay divisive, you know, division will be still there, and it's like maybe people will want to get a revenge or something like that, or maybe people will, I see a weapon, so maybe there will be more awareness in regards to gun control or something like that. Okay, so what lessons Charlie's followers should learn from his tragedy? I think the lesson, see, his eyes are shut, right? So I think maybe his followers should learn that maybe open your eyes, be more aware of the things that, come out of your mouth, or maybe be more aware of the surroundings, maybe be more aware of the temperature in the political field, It just maybe be more aware of the danger out there. Maybe just be more careful. Open your eyes, don't be so complacent. Don't be so fearless, Because Charlie was fearless and he would go out there, debate anyone and everyone, but it cost him life, right? So it will be the lesson to open your eyes and just be more mindful of your surroundings, of the temperature, where you go, who is your audience, what things you should say, what things you should keep to yourself. Maybe don't be radical in your views, maybe keep views more moderate. Maybe just educate yourself before you say things. Yeah, I think the followers will learn that they should reflect on themselves. Blaming the other side is easy, right? It's like the Democrats did it, the left did it. It's easy. However, I think the true lesson from the universe for the followers of Charlie is to self-reflect, Okay, before you blame the left and before you blame, other groups, maybe just self-reflect, maybe just think, maybe you don't have a control on other people or other groups, but you do have control on yourself, and so maybe they should just reflect on themselves, because the only behavior they can control is theirs. So yeah. So what else? Okay, so in the wake of this act of political violence, will the healing begin, or what should we expect? Judgment. It's like a judgment moment, it's like a judgment call from the universe. And the universe is sending the message, and you have to either you take it or leave it, and then don't, then will be late to, then there will be, it will be too late to, get that chance and that message back, because universe only sends the message or the opportunity one time, and you have to grab it, right? So I think this is a very important moment, in America and in US, and I think everybody should be mindful. It's like a judgment call from the universe. You will be judged according to your actions, and also if you see the flag of the judgment is coming out of his mouth. So now it's like the world is changing. Not only, physical act is going to be judged, but also words will be judged as well. So I think this is a message from the universe to healing. Healing will begin when people will wake up and realize that words can have consequences. And it's not to justify anything, but it's like a warning from the universe that people should be more mindful, you know? Okay? In order to keep themselves safe. And in order to keep others safe, right? So, it's like words have consequences. That's what I'm getting. Now, how can those who were close to him find peace and purpose in his absence? Wow, it will be hard. It will be really hard. It's like a tower moment for those who were close to him. And it will be very hard for them to, at this moment, to find peace, you know, and purpose, because everything is collapsing, you know, everything that they built is collapsing, because maybe the foundation was not strong. Something was missing there, you know. Like, it reminds me of Charlie's debate on Jubilee. There were, there were some serious holes in his, you know, in his arguments. So it's like, I think maybe, you know, the foundation of what he built was not strong enough. He didn't make sure that every hole was, you know, filled. Okay, it's like maybe now his wife, who is going to continue his work, will make sure that, you know, everything is, you know, done to perfection. Every argument has some solid foundation underneath, and she will rebuild this thing, you know, Turning Point USA, all over again. And I think, you know, I'm not sure if she actually does it, but the lesson here is to make sure that every argument, you know, what she is going to debate, or, you know, what the Turning Point USA is going to be, is fully covered and founded in solid foundation. Like, not when people asked Charlie on the debate on Jubilee, there were moments that he just was pushed to the corner, and, you know, he couldn't really prove his point, you know. So this is a lesson. You have to make this foundation collapse entirely and rebuild a totally new one, but more solid. And you have to make sure that every word is calculated. Nothing is reckless. No argument is reckless in their character. And every, you know, every discussion and every word that will be part of this Turning Point foundation will be proved with solid examples, you know, not like with holes and you just have to, you know, sweep them under the cover. The holes will not go away. You have to make sure that there are no holes. You have to do the work. So this is the message Now, let me move to how the political pundits react, So let me see. So we have here Ben Shapiro, right? So what are Ben Shapiro's plans in regards to, how to continue Charlie's work, as he said? So we have 4 blades. So I think, at this point, he's not really planning anything. He just wants Charlie to rest in peace. That's what I'm getting, okay? And he's not really on top of anything at this point. Yeah, we have the death card. So he wants Charlie to rest in peace. And I also think that Ben Shapiro wants that 22 years old man to be brought to justice. It's like a revenge thing that I'm getting. Yeah, I think, I think he wants the killer to be brought to justice, and at this point he just wants to to have some time out from this, okay? Now let me move to, so let me ask, is Ben Shapiro going to go to college campuses and continue Charlie's work or not? No, he will not. We have 9 of coins. This is Charlie's wife. His wife will continue his work. Maybe she will be, after some time, when she gets back to herself, she will be the one going to the campuses and she will be debating people. So no, Ben Shapiro, he will not continue Charlie's work. And she will be, I think his wife will be the one continuing Charlie's legacy. She will make sure, I'm getting, she will make sure that Charlie will be remembered always. So I do see that she really, loves her husband. She doesn't want her husband to be forgotten. So let me move to, let me ask, is Ben Shapiro scared? That something, I'm not, after what happened to Charlie, is Ben Shapiro scared for his own safety? Queen of Wands. I think he's not himself scared. He's not scared himself, for his safety, but I think he's scared for his wife and children, So what I mean is that he himself is not scared, but he's scared that if something happens to him, then his wife and children will pay the cost, so will pay the price. So let me move to, God forbid, to Lucas, the amazing Lucas. He was on the headlines. So how does the amazing Lucas feel about Charlie's assassination? 9 of Wands. Wow. So, Lucas feels like he feels wounded. It doesn't matter that, he didn't agree with him and all that. It doesn't matter. He feels like, Charlie's life was shortened, you know. He only got to 9. He didn't get an opportunity to get to 10, right? So 9 of Wands is a wounded warrior. So I think maybe Lucas feels, you know, despite his strong disagreements with Charlie and the fact that, you know, Lucas even thought that Charlie was not a good human being. Despite that, he actually feels wounded, you know, from the inside, that such thing happened, you know. Yeah, that's what I'm getting. And it's like he's holding these flowers, you know, despite the fact that he strongly disliked him, and, you know, he thinks that such horrific act should not have happened. That's what I'm getting. You know, he's still bringing these flowers to Charlie, and, you know, he doesn't seem happy or anything like that in regards to Charlie's assassination. So, yeah. That's what I'm getting. Oh my God. So, is Lucas fearful in regards to the temperature in the political field after Charlie's assassination? So we have Ace of Coins. I think, you know, we have Wheel of Fortune on the bottom. So I think he's not fearful. He's not fearful. I think he feels like it was just a bad luck, you know. It just, I think Lucas, he doesn't live in fear, you know. He doesn't live in fear, and but I think his message is, you know, again, what I said earlier, to be more aware of things that you say, and words have consequences, and this blindfold on the eyes signify the fact that Lucas feels like, you know, certain people on the right just choose to have this blindfold on the eyes, and they are not aware of their rhetoric, right? And I think Lucas, and we have Ace of Coins, which is not much, right? Ace of Coins. So what I'm getting is that Lucas prefers to earn less and say what he truly means, and to be calculated in exactly what you say, rather than to just put your blindfold on and just to say things that you don't truly believe in. So let me move to Destiny. So Destiny was actually banned on YouTube because of his Piers Morgan interview. So how does Destiny feel about what he said? Is he regretful? He's actually not regretful. He was actually saying, you know, things that he truly felt. So I think he still feels like his words are justified, and that there is nothing wrong with what he said. He's a little bit delusional, maybe. Yeah, I think he's a little bit delusional. He should take this blindfold off and just to face the reality of, you know, of the situation, rather than just to be in his own world and in his own bubble, and, you know, nothing. He has to be more collaborative. He has to be more flexible, you know. He's very rigid. It's like, no, maybe he's too logical. Maybe I think his Justice card can be too logical, too unemotional, you know, like a robot, like, yeah. So, yeah, I mean, he's not delusional, but he's delusional. He's not delusional in the sense that, you know, how can I say, like, I think he's delusional in regards to the world that he's living in, because world is full of emotions, right? And he's like, he doesn't have any emotions, and in that regard he's delusional, okay, if it makes sense. So will he be back to YouTube? Yeah, I think he will make a comeback to YouTube soon. Okay. The ban will be removed and he will make a comeback. And I see that his face is covered, so maybe he will keep his low profile for a while after he comes back. Candice Owens, the crazy woman, crazy lunatic. And I don't care if you are her fan. So how does Candice feel about Charlie? Three of Cups. So I think, you know, I think she considers him as a friend. Seven of Cups. But she's lost, you know, she's lost. She's trying to find the reason for his tragic death, and she's not able to, you know, and she's like trying to pick on things that are not making any, you know, are not making sense. Like she's blaming Israel, which is, even the most anti-Semitic people said that it's delusional, and she's picking up on things that do not make sense instead of actually focusing on the killer and trying to find out why he did it. She's lost, you know, she's lost. And did she have romantic feelings toward Charlie? We have Wheel of Fortune. So and again we have that she has this blindfold on and she's like, she can't do anything, right? She's stuck. So you know, this Three of Cups, it does give me some sort of romantic vibe, even though Three of Cups is not actually a romantic card, but this imagery, like she's naked, right? And I think, and three can mean third party situation. So I think maybe she did have some sort of secret attraction to Charlie, secret feelings to Charlie, but she never acted on it, you know, because she's married, right? She never acted on it, and she didn't even entertain any of those feelings. So will she back off, and will she just hush on her crazy talking points? I'm getting like she has to earn her living, right? Even though her husband is rich, but she has to continue her channel, right? She has to find the topics, you know, and money. She's holding this pentacle, and I'm not getting like she will stop anytime soon. She's just very stubborn. I think she has Taurus, maybe she's Taurus, or she has Mercury in Taurus, and she's very stubborn, and she's like, no, I'm going to do what I want, even though the whole world is, talking about how crazy I am. So she's stubborn. She's going to continue exactly what she's doing now, because it's what she does, it gives her views, it gives her money. If she stops about this type of stuff, then nobody will watch her channel, right? So she's just doubling down on it. She's going to double down on the conspiracies and on the crazy rhetoric, because it's like, how can she earn her money? It's what she does, her podcast. She's out of topics. Instead of focusing on actual issues, she's just interested in an easy way out to earn money, easily, fast. She's not really the type that will have her patience and, type that will focus on real issues. She just wants to jump on the hot topics, or if there is no hot topic, then she will make one in order to keep her channel going. Now, this card is embodiment of, Candice Owens. It's like, what should I do next? What conspiracy should I invent next? Okay, so how does Officer Tatum feel about Charlie? Again, this card. So Officer Tatum is having a hard time to, digest what happened to Charlie. Yeah, I think he's in shock. He's in complete shock, and he has not even digested, what happened to him. It's like the end of the world for him, end of the era for Officer Tatum. Is Officer Tatum fearful for his own safety? We have the Sun card. So no, Sun card is happiness. So, and again, this card, I think Officer Tatum is not fearful for his safety. I think we have a dog, so I think he believes in what he said. I'm getting like, he's loyal to God. That's what I'm getting. He's loyal. He's loyal to God, and he has faith in God. So he's not fearful. If he didn't have faith in God, then he would have been. But he's in shock in regards to what happened to Charlie. Okay, he has a hard time to digest it. Is he going to go on campuses or not? Three of Coins. I think he will go, but he will make sure that he is with his bodyguards. Okay, he will not be alone there. He will be surrounded by his bodyguards. Okay. Again, this card. Yeah, he's in shock. He's in complete shock. So let me see. So why did the killer do it? Why did the killer do it? he was vengeful. We have the death card. He did it because he wanted Charlie dead, like for real. This was his intention, and he was vengeful. He was savage, and see, and he doesn't even have any sort of regret. I'm not getting any sort of regret. And I think he did it for this transgender girlfriend that he had. And it's like, this is what he did for her. And it's not something that she wanted him to do. She didn't request, she didn't ask him to kill Charlie. And it's like, now he wants her to thank him, and she's like, no, you are crazy, you get away from me. It's not something that I have ever asked you to do. Maybe she expressed, in the past, her frustration toward Charlie, his rhetoric in regards to trans people. Maybe she expressed how she was frustrated with what Charlie was saying, but it doesn't mean that she wanted him killed. So it's like, I'm getting like this transgender girlfriend is not liking what this 22 years old man did. She's like, get away from me. I'm not dating killers. I'm no longer involved with you, And he's like, no, you have to appreciate what he did. And she doesn't appreciate what he did. She's actually unappreciative of what he did, and she thinks that what he did is horrific, and she is shook by what he did. And he's like, he did it for her, but she doesn't feel like, so it's like, the whole purpose that he did is to satisfy his girlfriend, who is not satisfied, who is actually really, shaken. Okay, so he didn't even, achieve his purpose, his crazy purpose that he had. So, what should we expect in regards to the killer? What will be the end game with him? Wow. Maybe he will be hanged. So how does the killer feel about what he did and his, the future that, how does he feel about the whole situation, the fear of death penalty and all that, and what he did in regards to Charlie and his savage murder that he committed. This is how the killer feels. He doesn't have anything to do in this situation. And he is kind of accepting the reality that he's in. He's aware that, but on the bottom we have the magician. So it's like, even though he's aware that he's not going to get out anytime soon, and even though there is a chance that he will get a death penalty, he's like, he did it. He feels like the magician still, so he's not really regretful. On the opposite, he's proud of what he did. He feels like the magician that, that he did what he did. How does Trump feel about Charlie's assassination? 4 of coins. Yeah, him. I think I'm getting like Trump has a trouble to, like, I'm not getting like he's super duper like devastated or anything like that. I'm not getting like, okay, he's a Gemini. Gemini people are very unemotional. So I'm getting like, see this pentacle that he's holding to himself. Like, he's not happy about what happened to Charlie, of course. He seems worried. He seems like what he should do next. Like, what is the next step for him? Maybe now he's worried about people that he cares about. Maybe, people that are dear to his heart. Maybe this is his family that he's worried about. And yeah, I do see that he's concerned. He's concerned about what's happening. He's definitely concerned. So what will be his next steps? Will he lower the temperature or will he not? I think he will try to balance things out. I think he will try to balance things out. And yeah, I think he will try to lower the temperature because I see these low flames and I see balance. He will try to balance the situation. He will try to lower the temperature. Okay, and I think he will be like, this is a new era and he will have to take things more seriously. Like, he will be more aware of what he says and he will try not to aggravate people around him. And Two of Cups on the reverse. I think he will try to maybe clarify the Two of Cups in reverse. Queen of Cups. Yeah, I think he will be very I think it's giving me the vibe that, like, for him, this is a new beginning now, and he wants to open the new beginning, and he wants to lower the temperature. That's what I'm getting. I hope he actually does. But because it's like, I think he's aware that he should be the uniter, because division can lead to such horrific tragedy, to such a horrific tragedy. So I hope that he actually does so. What should we expect for Trump? I think the burden is on him now to kind of Queen of Wands is the leader, right? But we have the feminine leader, which is he should be less reckless, like to be more feminine, not to be more feminine, but more graceful. You know, I think he should be more graceful leader. I think it's a burden for him because he's used to be reckless and he's used to be like to shoot his words whenever he wants to, and he doesn't aim, he just shoots, and he doesn't know who will get hurt by his words, right? But now it's like maybe he's changing his tactics. Maybe it's like a burden for him because he's now he's planning to be more careful, right? To be more calculated in what he says and to be more graceful. That's what I'm getting. So I think he's going to change his ways. I hope so. He is the white supremacist. Queen of Coins. It's something about a female in his life. He was not a white supremacist, but I think he was just closing his eyes on black issues. It's like I don't see race. I don't see that slavery is any longer relevant. That everybody is equal. Everybody has equal opportunities, and he was not seeing the reality in regards to black people, and he felt like he always wanted to win them over. It's like it was not his true nature because he grew up with black people, at school, the school that he went to, were majority black children there. So I think maybe after he got married, he started to change his rhetoric and maybe to feel better about himself. Maybe how does Michelle Obama feel about Charlie Kirk's assassination? 10 of Cups. I think she thinks about his family. She thinks about his family, and that the wife and children will be without the father. That's what she thinks about. Okay, what else? Yeah, I think she's just keeping herself. She's actually thinking about him. She's trying to reflect on this issue. So, how does Michelle Obama feel about Charlie's brutal murder? I think she feels like, we have the world card, so it's like the end of cycle, right? And again, I see that she's thinking about his wife, about his children. Yeah. I think she's not really thinking about the things that he said about her when he was alive. She's just she's concerned about his family. Okay, you can see. So yeah, that's what I'm getting. How is Barack Obama feeling about Charlie's murder? Yeah, 5 of Wands. It's like he's struggling with how he feels about Charlie. He actually thinks that it should not have happened. The wounded warrior. he is wounded. He was wounded to hear about Charlie's assassination, but he has mixed feelings about Charlie himself, you know. But in regards to what happened to him, he's just really wounded. He feels like this is not the country that he wants to live in, you know, that people are people are killed because of their views, despite how radical their views are. So, God forbid. I hope, you know, that such thing never happens again, and I wish, you know, safety and health for myself and my family and for everyone. Thanks for watching.
I tried so hard and got so far.